Welcome in, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. We're going to be doing some geometry today. So if you know anybody struggling with finding angles from different type of shapes, especially triangles, please share this live with them. Thank you for the double taps as you guys are coming in. I hope everybody's had a good week so far. All right, so we're going to do number 1. So it says find the measure of the numbered angle. All right, so if we look at angle 1 here, okay, this means that this line is perpendicular. So if this side is 90, this side also has to be 90, okay? And you have to know that all triangles add up to 180. Okay, so by us knowing that, we can do angle 1 equals to 180 minus 60 minus 90. And then we'll get the measurement for angle 1. So 180 minus 60 minus 90 should be 30 degrees. Okay. Any questions on that one? Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Can you double tap your screen for me? All right. I don't see any questions coming in, so we're just going to keep on going. Thank you. I see those double taps coming in. Happy Thursday, you guys. Angle 2 equals, so this is also a 90 degree right here. So if we know angle 1 is, OMG, I need help with this. Good. I'm glad you're here. Perfect. Okay, so if we know angle 1 is 30 and we know that this is a right angle, we can say 90 minus 30. And then that will help us find angle 2. So 90 minus 30 is 60. That's why I said 6, because I'm sorry, looking at the answer. 60, okay? Now, there's multiple ways to do this, right? Let's say I didn't recognize this as 90. Well, another way you could have done this. Can I see it in chat? Does anybody see another way that we could have done this? How we could have gotten angle 2? Can you guys put it in the chat? What's a different way? Thank you for the double taps. Hey, Jess. Why not do 180 minus 90 minus 30? User, right on. Good. Hey, Rochelle. Can I go back and watch this? Yes, Rochelle, on my YouTube, I'll be posting it over there, okay? So thank you for asking that, because I always forget to mention that. I always post all my lives on my YouTube at Impact Math 19. If you can't stay, it'll be over there, okay? And good morning, Rochelle. So yes, user said, could we have done, since we know that this is a triangle, right? And all triangles add up to 180. We could have done 180 minus this 90 minus 30 from angle S. And that will also get us 60 degrees. So both ways get us to the right answer. Beautiful. Thank you, user, for putting that in there. Great. All right, let's go to number 2, you guys. So angle 1. Okay, this is 66. Sorry, I kind of wrote it kind of small. This is 58 right here, okay? So, okay, I'm starting to understand. Good, Jess. Great. This is a triangle here, right? All triangles add up to 180. So what we can do to find angle 1, we could do 180 minus the other 2 angles. 66 minus 58. And then let's see what that will give us. Okay, we're going to take out our calculator. 180 minus 66 minus 58 is going to give us 56. Okay, so now we know angle 1 is 56. This is where geometry starts to come, right? Because we have to know something in relation to these 2 angles. Does anybody know what these 2 angles are called? How they are connected? Does anybody know? Thank you for the double taps. Thank you for all the follows. We're at 1.2K likes. I'm going to keep on double tapping with you guys. Same vertical Reflexive, they are equal. Yes, I see those vertical angles coming in. Beautiful, you guys. Yes, these are vertical angles. And when we have vertical angles, we learn that they're congruent, which means they are the same, equal. So by us not understanding that, we could say, since this is 56, angle 2 has to be 56 degrees. Okay, because they are vertical angles, which means they are equal. Now, that helps us to be able to find angle 3. I get it. Good, hey. Good. Wonderful. So, how will we find angle 3 then? Can you guys let me know in the chat? How will we find angle 3? Thank you for those double taps. I appreciate it. User said 180, 56 minus 50. Good. Sarah said the same thing. 180 minus 56 minus 50. Beautiful, you guys. Again, how much does a triangle add up to be? 180. We know that this is 56 from our previous answer, and this is minus 50. So we're going to get... No, I do not tutor calculus. Some parts I do, some parts I don't, because I don't remember it. And I haven't tutored calculus in a long time. So you would be better off with somebody that does it every day. Like I would literally have to be teaching myself. Unfortunately, I let my calculus skills go, but I'm going to get them back one of these days. I told myself I'm going to start going back and looking back over my calculus book. Yes. I do tutor algebra too. I tutor all the way up to pre-calc, comfortably, pre-calculus, and down all the way to 6th grade. Okay. I like watching your videos. Oh, thank you, Tasty Taco. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep on pushing, you guys. So we have find the measure of each numbered angle here. All right, so you have to know a little bit. Okay, good, great, user. You have to know a little bit about this. Does anybody know what these symbols mean when you see them on a figure? They're very important. They tell us a lot. Does anybody know what these things mean? Good morning, David. Good morning. Congruent angles. Yes, let's go. Sarah said they're congruent. They are congruent, which means they are the same. They are equal. So how we could set this up is, hey, Shay, we could do x plus x because we don't know how much 1 and 2 is, but we do know that they are equal. So that's why if I make this an x and I make this an x, right? If I put an x here and an x here, they are the same. That's why I can use the same letter. And then we go plus 146 equals 180. And then we can find how much each angle is. So x plus x is 2x. Plus 146 equals 180. This is why algebra comes back into play. Good. So Phil said 17. All right. Well, how do I solve this? What do I do next? Thank you for the double taps. I see them coming in. How did you know that the angles are congruent? We know because of this symbol here. This symbol tells us that means congruent. And usually in the textbook, they will be red. But since I wrote them, right, I was using the same pen. But these, when you see this, that means congruent. Good. Subtract 146. Beautiful. We're doing the opposite of plus. So we're going to minus 146 to both sides. And then we have 2x equals, all right, so 180 minus 146 gives us 34. Good. And then, Liloff said divide by 2 and x equals 17. Yes. So again, remember, we made this x and this x. So it says find the measure of each numbered angle. So we can say angle 1 is 17 degrees and angle 2 has to be 17 degrees. Does anybody know what type of triangle this is called? Do you guys remember? This is a very important triangle. Does anybody know what type of triangle that's called? Where to get the 180? Jasmine, so where do you get the 180? You get the 180. There's a big theorem in geometry that says all triangles add up to 180. So since this is a triangle, we know it's equal to 180 degrees. Scalene. Okay, I see scalene, obtuse, isosceles. Yes, isosceles. Let's pin that. Yes, isosceles. This is an isosceles triangle. So let's talk about why this is an isosceles. I'm probably spelling it wrong. Let me go back up. Isosceles. Thank you, Susie, for the rose, hun. I appreciate it. Okay. So isosceles, I probably spelled it wrong. But what isosceles triangle says is this angle and this side and this side are congruent. Thank you, Jasmine, for the finger hearts. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Reds, for the friendship necklace. So these sides are congruent. So since these sides are congruent, the base angles also have to be congruent. So by knowing that, an isosceles triangle, you know that these always have to be the same. Okay? So great on that. Okay, so now let's go to number 2. This is another big theorem that a lot of people forget. So it says, find each measure. Well, the theorem says, if you have these two inner angles, you can add them and set them equal to the outer. Yes, I do ACT math. I'm going to start doing lives on ACT because I know, at least in my state, the ACT is coming up. I think it's coming up in March, or I think it comes in March. Do we take it in March or April? One of them. I don't think we take it in April. I think it's in March. That's going to be coming up soon. Yes, Brooke. Yes. But Brooke, you know what's so frustrating about the praxis math is there's not a lot of resources, I feel, for that. So if you have a good resource and you email me like a test that you're studying off of, email it to me at Impact Math and I'll do a live for you for the praxis. impactmath19@gmail.com. Okay. Email me there and I got you. All right. So we could set these adding together and set it equal to 145. Now we're about to solve. So we could subtract the 95 to both sides here. Boom. And we get 2x equals, okay, 145 minus 95 is going to give us 50. All right. Our last step always. What do we get with our last step? What do we have to do to solve it? Yes, just math can be very frustrating, especially like when you're trying to learn and you don't have the you don't have enough practice to try to learn it. Divide by 2. That was my struggle. Like when I was trying to 50 divided by 2 is 25. So like the praxis one that I had to take 2 praxis. I had to take the first one, which was like the basic general math. And then when you become a math teacher, a high school math teacher, you have to take the praxis 2, which is like calculus and other, like all the math that you have taken. And what was frustrating for me was, it was like, okay, I didn't pass the first time I took, and it's like, why didn't I pass? And I got a whole bachelor's degree in math. That's frustrating in itself, right? But then the second thing was like, okay, my calculus skills were strong, but my statistics skills were on the lack because I only had to take one statistics class in order to get a bachelor's in math. And like, I took that class. I didn't remember. It wasn't a struggle for me. And so it was like, how did I even get a B plus? Like, I just don't even know. Like, so that was my gap, right? My gap in learning in math. I was struggling to pass the test because I had a huge gap in statistics because I didn't remember anything that I learned in statistics, right? So that's the struggle when you do math. It's like they give you this generalized test of all the topics you should have known, but when you don't struggle in it, you can't remember. So you have to find the practice area where you struggle at, if I'm making sense. Like I passed the praxis too by focusing in on the part that was hindering me from passing. Does that make sense, you guys? So like if people are struggling to pass the TEAS test, the HESI test, the GED, ASVAB, any type of ACT, any of those type of tests, it's usually a place that like a topic where you're struggling at that's preventing you from passing, if that makes sense. And once you fill in the knowledge from that little area, I'm telling you, your test score is going to go way up. Okay. So find the value of X, then find the measure of each angle. All right. This is a triangle, right? We know triangles add up to 180. What about the math for the MT? Oh, I never heard of that test. Let me check it out. MTEL. I got you. Let me check it out. Yes, Ashaya, I do ASVAB tutoring. I've helped a lot of people get into the military. So email me at impactmath19@gmail.com. Lots of people. Okay. All right, let's do a little bit of this, okay? So we're going to do 2x plus 4x plus 3x because we add up all our angles and we set it equal to 180 because all triangles add up to 180. All right. I'm going to talk to my recruiter this week. Good, Pick'em. Last question. Did we finish? Yeah, the last question we did finish. Oh, actually, did we? Let me see. Oh, we just found X. Great. Thank you. So it says find each measure. So we found X, but we didn't find the angle. So let's finish this one real quick. Sorry. So angle B, we have to plug this in for this X to find out how much angle B is. So we would do 2 times 25. And so angle B would be 50 degrees. And that's how much angle B would be. Angle A, this is the angle C that's out here, ACD. And yeah, so we can find that angle. Yeah, some people said they don't like geometry. See, if you're strong in algebra, they usually say you won't like geometry because it's like a different language. But yeah. So 2x plus 4x plus 3x. What do we get here when we combine these, you guys? Put it in the chat. What do we get when we combine this? Good. I see some my lovers of math in the chat. 7x, 9x, 9x. Good. Okay. So 9x, 8x. Ooh, okay. Let's talk about it then. 2 plus 4 is 6x. Plus 3x, okay? We're going to do it step by step because I see some people are getting different answers. 6x plus 3x gives us 9x's. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, good. 9x. Everybody sees it now. And then we're going to divide by 9. And x equals, 18 divided by 9 is 2. And we drop down the 0. So it'd be 20. Okay. So, are we done? The question is, are we done? Yes, Rini. I'll put that on the to-do list. Period. No. No. Good. Yes. Ooh, are we really done? Thank you, Emma, for the rose. First time giver. Thank you. We have to plug back in. And this is where a lot of my students miss out on points because they did not read the full directions. It says, then find the measure of each angle. Thank you, Vanessa, for the rose, hun. I appreciate it. So we would do 2 times 20. Because we have to find the measure of each angle, okay? So 2 times 20, that's going to give us 40. So right here, we will say this is 40 degrees. You guys, I probably left off the letters, to be honest. And then here we would do 4 times 20. And that's going to give us 80 degrees. Okay. And then we do 3 times 20, which is going to give us 60. So this is 60 degrees. So each angle, we have the measure. Now we are done. Good, you guys. I see those 60s coming in. Great. All right. Number 2. Good. I'm glad this is fun. What should I do if I'm far ahead in my algebra class, but not in geometry? You know what you should do? You should go talk to your counselor. Thank you, Teresa, for the rose. You should go talk to your counselor and even talk to your teacher. Because if you're bored in a math class, don't sit there and waste time, right? It depends on your goals. Are you going to college? Are you just going to the workforce? But always talk to your counselor. See if you can skip to geometry. If you could skip to geometry. Some people have the skills. Like if they were on the accelerated route in middle school, they can skip algebra 1 and go straight into geometry and be perfectly fine. So it just all depends. Thank you so much for the rose, Alicia. All right, so how do we set up this one, you guys? Number 2, how do we set it up? What do we do? All right, thank you. Yep, you're so welcome, Sarah. Always communicate. That's how you get anything in life. Thank you for the refresher. I'm a semi-retired from construction. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. Oh, you really did this. Thank you, Zaina, for the paper heart. Can you do proofs? Yes, I can. What kind of proofs do you want to do? Triangle? Okay, so I don't see anybody setting this up, so I'll set it up for us. Remember, the rule is when you're given 2 inside angles, you can add them and set them equal to the outer. So we can do 3x plus 47 plus 37, and we equal that to our outer angle, 5x plus 62. Oh, as a math teacher, I feel like I'd have to start doing this. Hey, fellow math teacher. Yes. Yeah. Like, isn't it crazy? Like if you teach, like, so if a lot of my, I taught algebra 1 and geometry when I was a high school math teacher. And so I taught both. But then when my algebra 1 teachers, they would just teach algebra 1. And so a lot of it, they'd be like, wait, am I doing this right? They will forget the skills. It's so sad how we forget all the hard work we put in to get the bachelor's degree, right? So 47 plus 37, we would get 84. And then we have 5x plus 62. Now, this is where the algebra comes into play. What do I have to move first? What do I have to do first? Thank you, Cassandra, for the friendships. Thank you, thank you. Grassy Girl says subtract 3x. So since I saw that first, that's what we're going to do. We're going to subtract 3x first, which is not wrong. We can do that. So if I have 84 equals 5x minus 3x gives us 2x plus 62. But if I subtract the 3x, then that forces me to do another step next. What do I do next? What do I have to move next? Good, Alien. Alien says subtract 62. Leslie says subtract 62. Beautiful, you guys. It forces me to move the 62. I can't see. I saw somebody say move the 84. I can't move the 84 because we decided to put the 2x on this side. So if you move the x to the right, you have to move this number to the left. It forces you to move it. Thank you, Vita, for the heart me. Thank you, thank you. So we're going to drop down the 2x. 84 minus 62. Let's see. 84 minus 62 is going to give us 22. Last step, whenever you have a number attached to a letter, they're multiplied. So we divide. Good, good, good. Good. And then we're going to get 11 equals X. All right. The question comes again. I got my X. I'm ready to move on. Can I? Am I done? What about that aptitude test to go into the union? Oh, I got to look that test up. I've aptitude test for the union. I will look that up. Nope, nope, nope. Good. Plug it in. Yes, you guys. Don't miss out on those points, right? Because we have to find the measure of each angle. Okay. So we're going to plug this in here. We're going to do 3 times 11 plus 47. And then we're going to do 5 times 11 plus 62 to get our answers. So 3 times 11 plus 47 is going to give us 80. Okay, so this is 80. And then technically, I don't even have to plug this in. I really can just add these two, and that should equal that, right? So if I add 80 plus 37, that will give me 1117. So let's check it, because if it doesn't, we did something wrong. So 5 times 11 plus 62. 117. And that's what we got. Yes, good. So again, remember, if you don't like plugging in, remember the rule. They said whatever this plus this should get us this. So we can add these two together. Oh, help with proofs, please. I got a test soon. Okay. All right. I'll put it on the list to do. So are you doing geometry proofs? Are you doing like, not geometry proofs. Are you doing, I see the trig. I got that on the list too. Hey, Jay Martin, welcome back. Thank you for the rose. Are you doing triangle proofs? What kind of proofs are you doing? Find the values of Y and Z in the figure at the right. Oh, thank you. Yes, geometry proofs with triangles. Got you. I love those. Those are the most fun to me out of all the proofs. Okay. No, Miss Sassy. I don't teach college chemistry. Nope, I do not. Okay. So, all right. So let's look at this one. We're trying to solve for Y. Okay. This one's a little bit on the higher level, right? Because the old me will want to add these two. I have two inner angles and I would equal it to the outer. But the problem is I have a Y and a Z here. That's going to stop me in my tracks. Right? That's going to stop me in my tracks. So what can I do? Let's talk about it. Do we know what type of angles these are called? Well, we don't know for sure because we don't know if this line's parallel, right? But if we knew this line was a transversal, we could say alternate interior angles. That's what I was thinking. But let's not even do that. Let's go this way about it. This is a straight angle. Straight angle. How much do all straight angles have to be? That's what I was thinking. I saw somebody put it, alternate interior. But I'm not 100% sure this is a transversal, so I'm not going to assume that. 180, 180. Good. So if we know that a straight angle is 180, I can find this angle right here by doing 180 minus 135. We can find this, okay? So let's do that. 180 minus 135 is going to give us 45 degrees. Okay, perfect. Now, two inner angles can equal an outer. So I can say 5y plus 5 plus 45 will equal this outer over here, 9y minus 2. Did I lose anybody right here? Is anybody lost on this one? Yes, Robbie, it's so true. These two add up to equal this one. So we found the two inner, remember, because we said any two angles equals the outer. So we should be able to add these two and equal the outer. Why would it equal 9y minus 2? Because just like we said on this one, remember how we set it up? That's the theorem. Two inner angles, when we add them, equals to the outer angle. So when we add two inner angles, it equals to the outer. So we're doing the same theorem on this page. We have two inner angles added equals to the outer. Good. Makes sense now. Perfect. Okay. So now let's combine like terms, you guys. Why does it not equal to 135? Great question. Well, these two angles here would equal to the 135. Exterior angle theorem, I learned. Yep, exterior angle theorem, I learned this last semester. Yes. So we would have 5y. So this would give us plus 50 equals 9y minus 2. Because we can add the two inner angles to get the outer. Yes. Does it have to be the inner angles farthest away from the outer for you to be able to? Oh, that's a great question. I believe so. I believe the other angles for you to be able to add it. I believe that it's the two angles like this. Like when you look at the theorem, it's always these two angles added to equal this. Because if it was like these two angles, then you could just add these two and set it equal to 180, right? So I believe like when you look at the theorem, it's always the two farthest from it, from what I see. So now we're gonna solve for y. All right, what do we move first? What do we move first? No, Indy, I do not, unfortunately. You can add 2 to both sides to get rid of the -2, right? Yes, we can. So since I saw that first, we're going to do that. We're going to plus 2 because I saw that first. Not that we don't have to do that first, but I saw that first. So then I would drop down my 5y plus 52 equals 9y. Now, you have to be careful here. If you decided to move the plus 2, then what do we have to move to the other side? Yeah, I'm going to do a trig live pretty soon. So -5. Good. Yes. That forces me to move this 5 to the other side. Isolate it. Get it away from the 52. So I'm minusing 5y to this side. So we have 52 equals 9 minus 5 is 4y. Okay. Whenever you have a number attached to a letter, multiplying, how do we undo multiplication? Opposite of the multiplication is division. That's why we divide, okay? I want to keep on saying that so people understand why we're dividing. So 52 divided by 4 gives us 13. And 13 equals y. All right, we found our y. It says find the values of y and z. So we have the y now. Okay, we're doing good. All right. There's 1,000 ways. Well, not literally 1,000, but there's many ways we can get to this z right here. Which way do you guys see? How can we solve for z now? What can we do? Plug it in. Okay, what am I plugging it into though? What type of, because I have to set it up as an equation. Yes, Kimberly, I have more for us to do. Straight line. Edwin, yes, a straight line. So, somebody said we could add these. We could add these all up and set it equal to 180. Perfect. There's multiple ways. I'm going to do what Edwin said first. So Edwin said, since this is a 180 straight angle, we can do 4z plus 9 plus 9y minus 2, and we could set that to 180 because it's a straight angle. We know that 13 can be plugged in for y because that's what we said y was. So I can plug in this answer for y. So I could do 4z, I'm going to do it like that so you guys don't think it's a 2, plus 9 plus 9 times 13 minus 2 equals to 180. Let's put all this, because these are like terms, right? All this in the calculator. Let's put all this in the calculator. And we can do 9 plus 9 times 13. Oop. And then minus 2. And we get 124. So we have 4z plus 124 equals to 180. Me getting it. Good. I'm glad you're getting it. Wonderful. Oh, you said me getting the correct answer, but still not understanding how? Oh, no. That's the most important, is understanding why it works, how. That's when you truly start to understand why math is beautiful. When you start to understand why you're getting, that's very important. Divide by 4, divide by 4. 56 divided by 4 gets us 14. So z would equal 14. And we found our y and our z. Somebody said 180 minus 124. Good. Yep. Minus there. Get that? All my years in math class and I still don't get it. None of it. I know. Emmy, it's the worst thing ever. It truly is. Yes. It's all, math really builds upon itself. And so, unfortunately, when you have too many gaps along the way, it just starts to look like a different foreign language. Like, oh, what is this? I never even learned none of this. It really does. All right, so now we're transitioning to congruent triangles or congruent polygons, okay? So this is getting us set up for those proofs where if you're learning triangle proofs, this is like the beginning of that, understanding fully, okay? So it says in a diagram, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle FDE. This statement is very important because what this statement tells us is which sides or which angles are equal, what we can set equal. So if we want to find, let's say we want to find y. Okay, let's say we want to find y. Does anybody know how much y is supposed to be? How much is angle y equal to? Or how much does y equal? Does anybody see it? Y minus equals negative 40, y minus 48 or 48, 48. Good. I see those 48s coming in. Yes. Y equals 48. Now let's talk about y, right? Up here, it says B and D are congruent. It tells us that B and D are equal. So if I know B is 48, then D has to be 48 because it said in this statement that angle B is congruent to angle D. That's how you read these. Okay, so now we know that this is 48 degrees. All right. Okay. Oh, Sani said, can't you just do 180 minus 108 minus 48 to get angle Y? No, to get angle, because if we do that, right? Let's talk about that. That's a great question. If we do 180 minus 108 minus 48. If we do that, we're finding angle A here because all triangles add up to 180, right? So if we minus angle C, which is 108, like you said, minus 48, we're not finding Y. We're not finding that. We're finding actually angle A. Do you see the difference? We will be finding A. So that's different than finding this angle here. Yes. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you see that. Okay, so we can't, but that could help us. So you plug in 48 for Y in the other equation. Yes, we're plugging in 48 here because it told us in the statement that angle B is equal to angle D. That's why we could say this is 48. But to solve, can't you use that? Yes, Sunny. That's what I was going to say. We can use that. Because if we find out what angle A is, right? Let's find out how much angle A is. We do 180 minus 108 minus 48. Okay, we know that this is 24. Now, some people are like, well, how does that help us? I need to find angle F. Well. How that helps us is it says angle A is equal to angle F. So by us knowing that, we can set 2x minus y equal to, because F equals A. And since we know A is 24, we could set this angle equal to this angle. Let me just pause there. Any questions on that part? Just that part. How we're able to set this equal to this. Good, JW. Ooh, Asia said 12. Okay, you already see it. So 28x minus 48. Oh, 2x, 28x. So remember, we already solved for y. So we can plug in. There we go. Kate said 48 plugs into the y, correct? Yes, Kate. We can plug this in for here, you guys. Beautiful. This is where this algebra comes into play. Substitution, right? That's why we learned that, how to substitute systems of equations. It's all connected, you guys. We're plugging this in for here. So we would do 2x minus 48 equals to 24. Okay. So now, how do we solve? We're going to do the opposite of this minus. Good. Add 48 to both sides. And then I'm going to move it up here, you guys. 2x equals, what does this give us? Somebody tell me what this gives us. 24 plus 48. I think that's a 272, I want to say. Anybody get anything different? I'm getting a 72. Good. You guys getting 72 as well? Perfect. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. And x equals, half of 70 is 35. Half of 2 is 1. So that'd be 36. Good. So we got 36 there. So we have our y and we have our x. Now the question is, are we done? Are we done? Why did you divide by 2? Great question, Diana. We divided by 2 because whenever you have a number attached to a letter, they're multiplied. So to get the x by itself, we have to do the opposite of division. Opposite of multiplication, which is division. And we divide by 2. No. Good. So we're not done. Although I feel like I did not put the rest of the directions because it should have said solve for x and y, or it should have said solve for each angle, right? It's something like that. But technically, we are kind of done because angle E is the same as angle C, which is 108. And we already know angle F is 24. degrees because these are the same. So technically we are done. Bossy, yes. Bossy, email me. If you're looking for a tutor, you guys, email me at impactmath19@gmail.com, okay? Email me there. Alrighty. So that was a lot of steps, right? It's a lot of process. But we got it. So let's check out this one. Okay, let's check out this one. Can I type it in the chat? Let me see. Yes, let me see if I could put it in the chat. Let me see. How do I... Okay, how do I do it? Let me see. How do I put something? I haven't put nothing in the chat, which is kind of like crazy, right? Oh, you guys can't see it. Hopefully you could grab it right there. I don't know how to put it in the chat, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I don't know. Oh, let me see. Comment? I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Okay. So there it goes right there. Okay. All right. So polygon. Okay. Polygon ABCD is congruent to polygon PQRS. All right. Remember, this statement is crucial. Why is it crucial? Because it tells us what are congruent to each other. Okay. So angle A. Yeah, I do college algebra, college geometry, all the way up. Yep. Pre-calc. Just not calculus. A goes to P. Okay, so we look here, A goes to P. So I know that I can set this angle up as 2x plus 4 is equal to our P. And they said P was 100. So angle A equals to angle P. The measure of them are equal, okay? Oh, you're so welcome, agent. You're so welcome. All right, so now we can solve. Any questions on how we set this up? Does everybody see why we're able to set this up? Because it said angle A was equal to angle P. Anybody lost there before we continue on? Good. Kay said yes. Okay, beautiful. Good. Okay, so we're going to subtract 4 to both sides. We have 2x equals 100 minus 4 gives us 96, right? And then we're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2 to both sides. And half of 90 is 45. Half of 6 is 3. So that would be 48. So x would equal 48. You guys, if you're a parent, right, and you're trying to help your kids, like your elementary kids, I would suggest really showing them how to break down these numbers by looking at it as 90 plus 6. This is the way that you can get them comfortable without using a calculator. What's half of 90, right? Taking half of 90 will give us 45. Half of 6 would give us 3. Well, if you add those two together, you'll get the answer by taking half of 46. This is how you could break it down in your head to get you your answer. Can you explain what you just did? Yes, that's exactly what I just did. So I took so I said, oh, what's half of 96? It's hard for me to see, right? I can't really cut that in half because of this 9. So I break it up to 90 plus 6. Well, half of 90 is 45. Half of 6 is 3. Add them, boom, you get your answer. And if you teach your kids this skill, like even with 150, right? Like really with money, that's what you want to get them comfortable with. Give them $3. Explain to them, okay, you have $3 to go into the store. How much do you each get? You have to split it, right? $3. You have to split $3. Well, how would you split that? Okay, I would give them like $3 bills. Okay, so like my first grader, she would give herself one, she would give her sister one, right? Then it's like, oh, what's the problem? Do I get to keep it? because I have it, well, that's not splitting it. So then really they have to split this dollar. They have to understand it's 50 cents, 50 cents, right? Each person gets 50 cents. It's just practicing. And the more that you practice like splitting odd numbers with your kids, and making it real life, like having them go to the store, split it, I'm telling you, the higher they get in math, they'll become beasts. They won't need no calculator. They'll be able to do a lot in their head. But it just comes with practice. Okay? Comes with practice. All right, so we found X. We found X. How will we find Y? How will we find Y? Jessica said, please teach them that because schools don't teach money and change anymore. Yes. Thank you, Consumer Hero. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for the rose, Sim. Thank you. Thank you. Jess said, trust me, there's so many kids who come in the store and don't know a thing about it. Yes, I'm telling you, so many kids, like you could just keep all their change. They wouldn't have you could give them pennies. They wouldn't even understand. It's kind of sad. Makes so much sense. Good. Anybody know how to solve for Y? How will we set that equation up? Prodigy, email me. I'll give you all my information for the tutoring. All right, so how we would set this up. Now let's look at it, okay? Because this is very important. If we look here, D to C, you guys, is a side. See how this was a degree on this? This is a side. So we have to pay attention here. We have to look at C to D. So C to D, if we look up here, what does that match on this side? Can you guys tell me in the chat? What does the position of C to D match on this polygon? Can you guys put it in the chat? Thank you for the double taps. Thank you for the follows. RS. Good. Supreme said RS. Kate said RS. Beautiful, you guys. Yes, it's the last two of this polygon. It has to be the last two of this polygon. So now that we know this, now that we know CD is equal to RS, we can set up the equation. 3y minus 3 is equal to, well, how much is RS? Good. So D said 12. Beautiful. Yes. This side, RS, is 12. So now we can solve. So we add 3. We're going to drop down. I'm going to go over here a little bit. 3y equals 12 plus 3 gives us 15. Whenever we have a number attached to a letter, they're multiplied. So we have to divide to undo that multiplication. And we get y equals 5. And that is our X and Y, okay? And since it did not tell us in the directions to find each angle or find each side, we're going to leave it just like that, find an X and Y, okay? Beautiful, Alyssa. Okay. All right, okay. Now, you know it's going to be a lot when I leave a whole page for one problem, right? Thank you for the heart me. Oh, Star said, OMG, this makes me miss school a tad. I love it. Good, Rochelle. Good. Okay, so you know it's going to be like, whoa. Why she leave all this paper for this one problem? All right. So I wanted to have enough space, right? So we don't have to be squished. So let's look at it here, okay? Find the values of X and Y, okay? It says triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. And then it gives us a whole bunch of information. I always tell my students, draw it out. We're going to draw it out, okay? Because most people are visual learners, so it helps. So take the time, right, to just draw out what they're saying here. So I'm going to name this A, B, C. I know that this is congruent to triangle D. So D and A match. E is up here. B and E match, and F. All right. So they tell me side AB. So side AB is 7. So I'm going to put 7 on this side because 2 letters is a side. Okay. BC is 9. So I know this side is 9. And then they tell me AC down here is 11 plus X. All right. Okay. They also tell us that DF equals 3X minus 13. And DE is 2Y minus 5. All right. Okay. We got our picture. Now, where do we begin? We want to solve for X. So what can we do? Oh, you're welcome, Warren Music. You're welcome. So how can we set up the equation? ABC first. Okay. Does anybody see it in the chat? AC equals DF. Anna, let's go. Yes. If we look here, right? So A to C, if we look at our statement, so A to C has to match D to F. See how they're in the same position? So once we know that, we can set 11 plus X equals to 3X minus 13. Because AC is equal, this bottom part is equal to DF. All right, here comes our algebra skills. Back in it. Our algebra skills are coming back. What do we do now? This is a multi-step equation. What do we have to do next? How do we solve? We're at 13.7K. Thank you, all you guys, for who is staying up in here. Can everybody double tap their screen for me real quick? Can we get to 15K likes? I'm going to join you guys in adding into those double taps. Can everybody double tap their screen till we get to 15K, please? Subtract 3X to both sides. Solo, I see you. Thank you, Maria, for the rose. Okay, so subtract 3X. I saw that first. We're going to do that first. Subtract 3X. Okay, so we subtract 3X. Thank you, you guys. I see the double taps coming in. JJ, thank you. We're so close. 14.6K likes. I see it. I'm double tapping with you guys. All right, so then we're going to 11. 1 minus 3X gives us negative 2X equals to negative 13. All right. Thank you, Aaron, for the roses. I appreciate it. Woo! Thank you, you guys. We made it to 15.8K likes. I appreciate all my double tappers. Thank you for the gifts, the follows. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All the comments. This is why I do this. I really enjoy learning math and teaching math with you guys, okay? So negative 2X equals... And then we have negative 13 minus 11. It's going to give us negative 24. Okay. Negative 24. Okay. I have a question. Oh, thank you, JJ. Good morning. How do we get X by itself here? How do we get X by itself? Can you guys let me know? Divide by negative 2. Mo, yes, Naomi. Yes, divide. I'm glad I did not see no adding. Perfect. Because we cannot add 2 here. Let me explain why. Whenever you have a number attached to a variable, they're multiplying. The only thing that undoes multiplication is division. That's why we have to divide by what the number is next to the X to both sides. Okay? That's why we can't add here, because adding does not undo multiplication. Only division does. So I hope that's making sense to the people that thought it was addition. So negative 24 divided by negative 2 is a positive 12. We just found our x. Beautiful. Good. No negative variables. So a negative and a negative equals a positive. Oh, let's be careful there. A negative, when you're timesing a negative, or when you're doing a negative divided by a negative, will only equal a positive. But never, if we're adding two negatives, it equals a negative. Very different. So I always tell my students, stress, don't just say a negative and a negative is a positive, because it's not always true, right? A negative plus a negative is a negative, but a negative times a negative equals a positive. Thank you, Cindy. So make sure you start getting in the habit of understanding the operation that causes it to be a positive. Once you understand this, you'll never get them wrong. You'll understand it always. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Okay, beautiful. Okay, you guys. So we got our x's. All right, now let's solve for our y's. You guys, let's solve for our y's. So how will we set up our y's? Thank you, Maria, for the rose. Thank you, thank you. Does anybody know? Put it in the chat. How will we set up our y equation? So both signs for multiplication and division is positive? Yes, Nicole. Yes. Kate said DE equals AB. Good, Kate. Yes. If we look up here, we have DE. The two letters that are on this side is AB. So we say DE equals AB. Beautiful. Yes, you guys. So we can say 2y minus 5 is equal to 7. All right. Beautiful. We're going to add 5 to both sides. And we get 2y equals 12. All right. How do we get y by itself? We're going to divide by 2, and y equals 6. And you see, you see how we, refresh? Oh no, you guys, it's making me refresh. Okay, I just refreshed, so hopefully I came back. It's back in there. Sorry. Ooh, I must be on for a long time. All right, so perfect. So now we see how this took us a whole page. Whew. That's some work, right? That's math. All right, good. Okay. Any questions on this last one? Any questions on this last one? Are we good? Good. Good, Rochelle. You see? Beautiful. All right. Good. Let's go to the next. I think we have a couple of more ones. We have a couple of more of these congruent ones. We have 2 more of the congruent ones. And then we're going to get into isosceles and equilateral triangles. Okay. And then so we have 3 more pages left, you guys, for this lesson. And then we'll call it a day for this geometry class. Okay. And so we have 3 more pages left, you guys, for this lesson. And then we'll call it a day for this geometry class. Okay. X and Y. Okay. So we have this again. Remember, we're going to draw this out. It always helps for our visual learners when we draw it out. So L, M, N. And then we have another triangle over here, which is RST. Okay. Angle L, okay, so it's 49 degrees. See how I put it inside, okay? Angle M is 10y, all right? And angle S is 70. And angle T is 4x plus 9. Okay, can you do a lesson on trig? Erin, I got you. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. A lot of people have been asking me for trig, so I will for sure do that. Yes. Okay. So, let's talk about it. We're trying to solve for x. So, angle T, the measure of angle T matches what angle? Let's first find that. So, I have T up here. Which angle does it have to match on the other triangle? Can you guys put it in the chat? What angle T matches the other angle? Nicole said N. Beautiful, no, Nicole. Yes. Here, we look over here. So T is in the last, N is in the last. So we would say the measure of angle N. So T, we know, is 4x plus 9 equals. Now, this is a problem because we don't have a number here for N. So we're going to stop there. We're not going to stay on it. We're going to just stop there. We're going to see if we can solve for Y. Okay. So then we're going to go over here and we're going to say angle M, the measure of angle M equals what? So if I look here, they say M equals to, do you guys see it? Do we see it? Angle what? M equals to angle what? What is it equal to? S. Aaron said S. Yes, right here. Angle S. That's why this statement is so crucial. And it's very important when you're learning proofs. Measure of angle S. So M is 10y equal to S, which is 70. Okay, now we can do something, right? We can divide both sides by 10, and we get y equals 7. Okay, now we know what y is. Does that help us? Or does it not help us? Does it help us? Because it's like, okay, I still don't know what n is, but can we find out what n is? I shared this with my 15-year-old daughter to listen. She takes honors geometry. Wonderful, Driven. Thank you. I hope I'm helping her and I hope she's getting it and not lost, because that's the worst feeling, to be lost in a math class. Not. It kind of does, though. Let me explain why it does help us. Because if we can plug in this 7 for here, right, we can find out this angle. Yes, because all angles need to equal 90. Oh, does it equal 90, or do all triangles add up to 180? See, so if we do this, if we do 10 times 7, we'll get that this is 70 degrees. Good, 180. And by us knowing, we can find this angle N right here by doing angle N equals 180 minus this 70 angle minus this 49. And that will help us get, oh, I should have scooted it down a little bit. That's going to mess us up there. But that will help us get how much angle N is. So 180 minus 70 minus 49 gets us 61. So now we know that this angle is 61 degrees. This is what we're going to plug into here. 61. Anybody get lost on this part? So we had to find y. Hey, what's up, my math people? 15-minute break, munching on some pink salmon and math. I love it, Dale. Hey, Dale, welcome back. Some pink salmon. How do you say it? Salmon? Salmon. Don't say the L. Salmon. Yes. Ooh, I love salmon too. Hi, Diana. Thank you so much for the rose. Wouldn't you create the expression to isolate the y? Wouldn't you create the expression to isolate the y? Well, that's what we did over here to solve for the y. But we had to plug into the y to figure out how much this angle equal. Actually, we didn't even have to do that because M and S are the same. So we knew that this was 70. So we needed to find out how much angle n was by doing 180 minus 70 minus 49. Okay. So now we're going to subtract 9 to both sides. And we're going to drop down our 4x. Yes, it can. Yes, very delicious. 61 minus 9 gives us 52. Even though I think I've been liking trout a little bit better than salmon lately. I think I salmon myself out. And then divide by 4. But trout has been tasting really good to me. 52 divided by 4 gives us 13. And that is our answer. Just saw your work. Good, Mario. Wonderful. Oh, Alaska Saki. Oh, I never had that before. I gotta look that up. Is it better than trout and salmon? No, Jay Gates. I am. You must be smart. No, I'm just a teacher that understands the struggle of learning math and want to help other people understand it as well. I get it when it just doesn't click. Like sometimes, like in high school, you guys, ooh, I was terrible. It is a salmon as well. Oh, okay. It's just the kind. All right. Okay. So I have a question for you guys. Should we do this last one with congruent triangles? Are we good on it? Do we understand it? Should we skip to isosceles triangle, equilateral, or should we finish this out? Let's take a poll. Let me see. How do I do a poll? Do it. Okay. I already saw somebody say do it. All right. So we're going to do it. Okay. This brand is so delicious. No, I didn't call it deep sea. Okay. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Finish it out. Okay, let's finish it out. Let's do it. Okay. I just didn't want to bore you guys if you guys were getting it, All right, perfect. So we have triangle JKL is congruent to triangle MNP. All right. They told us side JK is 12, so we're going to put 12 on the side. L to J is 5. And PM is 2x minus 3. And angle L, so see how this is an angle symbol? Angle L, and then we know it's a degree, so it's 67 degrees inside. They also tell us angle K right here inside is y plus 4 degrees, okay? And angle N, which will be right up in here, is 2y minus 15 degrees. All right. Okay, so let's see where to begin. We want to solve, let's say if we wanted to solve for x first, okay? M to P. What does M to P match? So what side does MP match on the other triangle? She just was recognized for her average 107.14. Let's go, mama. Yes. Congratulations. Congratulations for your daughter. JL, beautiful, you guys. Yes, it is JL. I know that's a great feeling. When your kids succeed, ooh, it's like beautiful. I just had parent-teacher conferences for my daughter, and from the beginning, from our first parent-teacher conference to the second one, we have seen such an improvement. I've been working at home. The school has been working. And it's like when we get together and put in the effort together, our children have nothing but to really excel. She's really smart. I love it, Driven. Oh, she wants to be a dentist. I love it. Wonderful. That's so beautiful to see a kid know what they want to be when they're young. Because so many of my kids, when I used to teach at an alternative, I'd be like, what do you want to be? They have no idea. They're just in survival mode. So it's really different for when you have kids, when they have stability to see that they want to do something versus kids when they're just struggling to survive every day. It's very different. It's sad. 5 plus 3 is 8. So it's lovely to see kids still dreaming, because a lot of kids are not. They losing their dreams. She went last week to the weekend camp at Medical College of Georgia. Beautiful, beautiful. Divide by 2 to both sides, and we get x equals 4. Good, you guys. So we got x equals 4. Now, let's solve for our y. Let's solve for our y. So I have angle K, measure of angle K. I have to know what that equals to. What does angle K match up to on the other side? Well, it matches up to N. So we could say measure angle N. So we could say y plus 4 equals 2y minus 15. Okay, 2y minus 15. All right. So what do we do now? What do we do now? Put it in the chat. What am I moving first? We're going to move whatever I see in the chat first. What do we move first? Thank you for the share. 2y. Good. Okay. So that's what I saw first. That's what we're going to move first. We're going to move it by doing the opposite of positive, right? So we're going to subtract 2y to both sides. And we're going to get negative y plus 4 equals negative 15. Okay. Since we move the 2y, that forces me to move something to this side. What does it force me to move? What do I have to move to this side, you guys? Put it in the chat. Let me see in the comments. What does it force me to move to the other side? The 4. Beautiful. So I have to subtract 4 to both sides. Good. I see those 4s coming in. Beautiful. So we have negative y equals negative 19. All right. Okay. I gotta watch all of this over. I'm at work and can't keep up. Oh, Rochelle. I'm glad you tuned in though. I got you. Remember, I'm going to post this on my YouTube page at Impact Math 19. So follow me on YouTube. I post all my lives over there and I do mini lessons. Okay. This is geometry. I don't even know how to divide. Oh, no. So Star said divide by a -1. Yes, Star. Wonderful. Remember, this is a -1. Whenever we have a number attached to a letter, they're multiplied. To undo that, we have to divide. And we get y equals 19, a positive 19. Beautiful, you guys. And that's our answer. All right. Okay. Now we're going to transition over to isosceles triangles. Okay. Isosceles triangles. Yes, I went to the library last Saturday and did your algebra lesson on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support, you guys, because I have been seeing my watch hours go like improving on my YouTube channel. So I'm like 800 or less hours away from being monetized on that platform. So I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Okay, because I'm like excited. I'm so excited. So thank you. I'm glad it's helping you as well because you helping me. So it says find the value of x. All right. Okay. So how do we find the value of x? What can we do? Does anybody know? Thank you for all the follows. Can everybody take a second to double tap their screen? Can we get to 20K likes, please? We're at 19.5. I'm going to double tap with you guys. Can we double tap, please, please, please? All right. This one is kind of tricky, okay? Because right now we know, oh, I see those double taps coming in. Thank you for the support. Right now we know that this and this side are the same, okay? Because this means congruent to this. Kate said, these are the ones that I struggle with, so I'm ready to try. Good, Kate. Yes. Now, it doesn't necessarily tell me that these are congruent. These sides are congruent. What it says is this side is 3x plus 8, so this side has to be 3x plus 8. That's the only thing it tells me. But by us knowing that this is an isosceles triangle, we know that this angle and this angle have to be the same. They had to tell us that this angle was 60. Okay? So if I can figure out how much these angles are, then that will tell me a lot about how these are related. So we can do x plus 60 equals to 180, okay? Because all triangles add up to 180, right? We know that these angles are the same because in an isosceles triangle, base angles are equal. So we could do 2x plus 60 equals 180, okay? Good. Subtract the 60. Yep, Kate. Good. Beautiful. And we're going to get 2x equals 120, okay? We're going to divide by 2 to both sides, and x equals 60. Okay. Yes, Hall. So as soon as we saw that this is 60, we know that this is 60 and this is 60. Now our minds have to be shouting out at us. Every angle is the same. So what that tells us, this is not only an isosceles triangle, but this is an equal angular triangle. And since it's an equal angular triangle, then both of these sides are also equal. So we can do 4x minus 4, and we could set that equal to 3x plus 8. So the thing is, I didn't want to just tell you, right? I don't want to just tell you. I want you to see. Thank you, you guys. We got to 21.1K likes. Thank you. Thank you. As soon as we see that this top is 60 in a isosceles triangle, these also have to be 60 right away. That's something you could just memorize. So if you see 60 here, these will also be 60 because 60 times 3 is 180. So 60, 60, 60. So now we can solve. We can subtract 3x to both sides. And 4x minus 3x gives us 1x minus 4 equals 8. Okay. Now we can add 4 to both sides. And x equals 8 plus 4 is 12. And that is our answer. Okay, 8 equals 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay. All right, now let's go here. Does anybody know what type of triangle this is called? So this one was an isosceles. This one is, does anybody know what this triangle is called? When you see line, 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 it's very equilateral. Yes, Kate, the same side. Beautiful. So let's talk about it. Didn't we just say that these were an equilateral when we have 60, 60, 60? So if we know that this is an equilateral, how much does each angle have to equal? Well, we just saw each angle has to equal 60. Oh, I'm tearing myself up. I was like, angle, angle. So what we can do is we can take this angle right here, 6x, and equal it to 60. And we can solve for x. So we would divide both sides by 6. And x would equal 10. Okay. Yes, Rochelle. Yes. 10, 10, 10. Beautiful. Does this make sense why we're able to set this angle equal to 60? Wait, why is it equal to 60? There's a theorem that says all equilaterals have to have the same angle, right? So if we know all triangles add up to 180, let's say we made this x, this x, this x, right? we would end up saying 3x equals 180. We would divide by 3, x would equal 60. So in an equilateral triangle, all the angles have to be 60. Oh, yes, Kate, good. Just like we said up here, all of them were 60. So since as soon as you see this, you know that you can always set this angle equal to 60 because each angle is 60. I hope that makes sense now. Great question. All right. Thank you. Yes, you're so welcome. All right, you guys, that is all I had for our geometry lesson. The next one that I'm going to be doing is rational functions for my Algebra 2 students because they've been asking for that. So I'll be doing that on my next live. You guys have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. And I most definitely will catch you guys on the next one. Bye, you guys.